I decided to master Gonggi to try and beat player 388 from Squid Game 2, and here is how it went down. If you've seen Squid Game 2, then you are probably familiar with Gonggi, which was probably the craziest one of all the minigames from the Six-Legged Pentathlon. In the 4th episode, player 388 managed to complete the game of Gonggi in 14 seconds. And my task is to try to beat that guy. Recently I made a video in which I learned all 5 minigames from the Six-Legged Pentathlon, and in that video I managed to go from being absolutely terrible at Gonggi to actually being able to complete the game. And now the plan is not only to win, but also win in under 14 seconds. Also, if you want to learn how to play Gonggi, then the tutorial link is in the description below. Let's get to it. So I've analyzed my technique and came to this conclusion. To beat player 388, I'm gonna have to improve 3 things. First, I need to work on my speed in general. Then I will work on my technique on picking up Gonggi so that they don't slide away so easily. And lastly, I need to become more consistent and faster at round 5. Should be fun. My plan is obviously to get faster in general, but more specifically I would like to get faster mainly at round 1, because this is the round that took player 388 the most time, so this is where I have a chance to get ahead. So I started practicing. I didn't struggle with completing this round in my regular pace, but as it turns out, completing round 1 and completing round 1 fast are 2 different stories. What I found was that if you wanna get faster on Gonggi, you need to 1. Throw the Gonggi much lower, and 2. Adjust the Gonggi in your hand to make space for the next stone much quicker. But because you're not throwing Gonggi that high anymore, there is really not that much time to do that. When I was practicing, even though I was failing often, I could feel myself getting faster. And after 15 more minutes, I got really fast. And I actually surprised myself a few times. Okay, I think this much speed should be enough for round 1. Let's move on. But before we do that, if you're enjoying this video, then please like and subscribe. It helps the channel grow so that I can make better and better videos. So I need to get better at picking up Gonggi, because for now I can just sort of grab them all at once, and I've seen some people just sliding their hands across the surface to pick up Gonggi, but the problem is that when I try to do that, the Gonggi just slide off the counter. Maybe my Gonggi are just not heavy enough, maybe the specific shape of the Squid Game themed Gonggi just makes it more difficult, or maybe I just suck. So let's try some different surfaces. I decided to try on my sofa first. I was going mainly for rounds 2 and 3, as these are the ones that are the most tricky when it comes to picking up Gonggi. And even though I had some success, ultimately I don't think I was more successful on the sofa than on my counter. The Gonggi weren't sliding away anymore, but they would often get stuck on the material. So basically sofa, not an ideal solution. Then I tried on my bench, which was kind of tricky because there wasn't that much space, but I decided to give it a go anyways. And honestly, it was going pretty well at first. The Gonggi weren't getting stuck as much as on the sofa, but still they were getting stuck sometimes, and therefore my consistency with the completion of the rounds still wasn't as good as on the counter. I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of hoping for better results when testing these different surfaces, but in the end I decided to stick to my counter as I felt the most comfortable with it. And I chose to practice my standard method for grabbing Gonggi, but just doing it a little faster. Let me know in the comments what do you think is the best surface to practice Gonggi on. Now when it comes to round 5, I don't believe there are any special techniques for that. I think it's just all about practice, and so I went straight into practice. I'm gonna have to do better than that. While I am learning over there, let me give you some tips on what I've learned about completing round 5. Tip number 1, it's easier if your Gonggi are heavier. Tip number 2, it's easier if you're double jointed and can bend your fingers like that. I unfortunately cannot. This is the best I can do, but if you can, then make use of that. Tip number 3, before starting round 5, try to adjust Gongis in your palm in that shape. Tip number 4, don't throw them too high. Tip number 5, when you throw them, don't punch them with your hand in the air. Follow them down gently. Tip number 6, spread your fingers slightly to catch Gonggi easier. That's it, I hope it helps. For the next hour I practiced round 5 and round 5 only. until I could complete roughly 3 out of 5 repetitions. My main problem was that when I was successful at grabbing the Gonggi with the outside of my palm, I was often waiting too long to grab them again to complete the round. So I also focused on not waiting that long to catch them. Nice. Okay, so I think it's safe to say that I managed to increase my consistency with this round significantly. Alright, so I managed to get a little faster at the first round. I also practiced picking up Gonggi faster, and I've improved my consistency with the round 5. The time has come to try and beat player 388. And my tactic for this one is to try to complete round 1 as fast as possible and then just try to stay ahead. So let's go.
So let's go.
As per usual, the beginning wasn't that great, even though I was doing well with round 1 before. Right now, under pressure, I was failing most of my attempts. Thankfully, after 10 minutes, I got used to the pressure and soon I got better. The problem was that I not only had to complete round 1 much faster, but then also exceed in rounds 2, 3 and 4, and in the end not mess up round 5. A few times I had a great run throughout all of the rounds, but then I messed up in the last one. After 1 hour I wasn't getting much better. And soon I started going crazy because after a few hundred attempts, I still could not win even once.
3 hours later.
So I've been trying for over 4 hours and I'm going crazy here. I do not think I can do any more today. I'm gonna have to try tomorrow again, I guess. If I don't do this under 14 seconds today, then I'm just not worth surviving this game. I was fully expecting to be failing all the time, just like the day before, but something interesting happened. I don't know if it was the fact that I got some sleep or that I already had 4 hours of practice the day before, but I was suddenly doing really well. And after only half an hour, this happened. Okay, I need to check on my computer how long it took, but this might have been it. That was actually 12 seconds from the moment Gonggi hit the counter to finishing round 5. Honestly, I cannot believe that I did it. This challenge was crazy hard. If you've got any more interesting ideas on some Gonggi challenges, then let me know in the comments down below. And for now, thanks for watching and see you next time.